In Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, the American dream is portrayed as an economically driven idea, with the characters attempting to further their social standing through means of wealth. Throughout the entire book, all the characters are seeking a new position in life, a new everything. For Gatsby, this is getting Daisy's love. For Nick, it's moving up in society and gaining the wealth that his predecessors have experienced in life. And for other people, including but not limited to Myrtle, she's trying to increase her social standing through her affair with Tom. And Daisy thinks that she has found the place that she wants with Tom. And it it brings into the question: is attaining this wealth really the American dream? Does it really make them happy?
So, one quote we have from the book is it's in the very first chapter. It's the first page, and it's a quote from Nick's dad, where as he was going off to college, he says, "Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone," he told me, "just remember that all people in this world haven't had the advantages you've had," which really emphasizes that Nick's father already sets off that Nick is more well off than the rest of the people that he is more peers with, and he already had the wealth, but he still went into a good stock business. He still went into something where he could further push his wealth into something more acceptable in the higher ends of the society.
Okay, and with his pre-found wealth that we know, his profound wealth. Oh my goodness, pre-found. So his profound wealth that we already know about, Nick is already trying to improve his standing, which for some of us we may think is unnecessary. Going to New York and being a stockbroker in a family that's already well off, he's trying to secure so he's trying to get security for himself. While Gatsby starts off with nothing, and his whole goal for attaining wealth is to impress Daisy and to secure her love. And while it may seem like an interesting cause, he gets his money and his wealth through illegitimate ways. And it really just, it makes it unsavory, the way that he gains his power. While Tom is born with wealth, he doesn't have to do anything. He goes to college and is the richest man there, brings down a dozen polo ponies because he can. And it just shows that even though Tom has everything that he could economically want, he's still not happy. He's not happy with Daisy. He's not happy with his life. Yeah.
So, in one article that we found, it's called F. Scott Fitzgerald Evolving American Dream, The Pursuit of Happiness in the book The Great Gatsby. It's by John F. Callahan, and in that article, he talks about how he uses Gatsby as a way to really emphasize on the stereotypical dream of people who are born into nothing, really like peasant people, and they work very hard to build their wealth into something that they can be proud of and then they can show to the world and that they can continue to expound upon, and really just kind of emphasize that this is what all Americans or people who are immigrants, this is really what they want. They want to live a good life. They want to marry well, which shows where Gatsby falls in love with Daisy and does everything he can to win her over. And so he gets this crazy amount of wealth and he throws these extravagant parties just to, lure her in. He wants to have just this beautiful life and he wants to have that happy ending that everyone so much wants.
Okay, according to the BBC, one of their sources, they analyzed how the American dream is present throughout the book, and they concluded at the end that the American dream isn't present. No one successfully attains it. It's present, but no one can really attain it, because no one is happy at the end of the book.
Sorry about that. Okay, so and then in our final resource, we Roger L. Pearson wrote an article for the English Journal, and it's called Gatsby, the False Prophet of the American Dream, which I think is a really good way to explain how Gatsby's imagination had really took over his ideal dream, and so in the end he didn't get his dream. He was built up with all this false hope and this money, which gave him something that was really just false hope, and he wanted to get that American dream that everyone else wanted, but in the end he ended up destroying, not only almost destroying Tom and Daisy's marriage, but he also almost destroyed his own life, and in the end he does get killed. So the false prophet is a good word.
A good representation.
Yeah, of how he's not the ideal idea of what everyone wants the American dream to be. What's your conclusion?
Okay. Well, to sum it all up, the American dream is present in the novel, and it's an important part. It's the wealth-driven American dream, as we stated, is present from line 4 of the novel until the very end. And it shows that none of the characters attain it, but everyone wants it. From the poorest George Wilson to the immaculately rich Tom Buchanan, every character wants to be rich and to enjoy life to the fullest.